You know what they say, what's the point of moving into a new house if you can't buy a few new things for that house? And one of the first things I looked at when my wife and I bought and moved into the place we're in now was a robotic vacuum cleaner. Roombas of yesteryear, they sucked. They kind of just pushed stuff around on the floors and made a mess. They didn't really do that good of a job of actually cleaning up your messes. But where robotic cleaners are now is completely different. It's far more advanced, far more capable, and the one that I picked up was from Dreame, and it was the L40 Ultra. Now, to address the elephant in the room right up front, right around the time that I ordered this Dreame cleaner, Dreame themselves was doing this massive blast and sending free units and paying people to say good things about their products, but I want to be completely clear and transparent that I bought this unit with my own money. Part of the reason I purchased it actually was that it was on an amazing deal. I actually only paid $749 for this product, which is normally about $1,000. So I got a really, really good deal on it, and I did my own independent research, checking reviews out before I bought it. But having owned it for the better part of 2 months now, I am thrilled with its performance, and it gets 90% of the dirt, debris, and gunk off of our floors really well. It runs overnight. We never see it in action. It's completely quiet and silent and still does a really good job. So let me show you the Dreame L40 Ultra, show you how it works, and give you my thoughts and full review in depth on this robotic floor cleaner. So just like I said, these cleaners have come a really long way in what they can do compared to what they used to be able to do. And when I was looking at a robotic floor cleaner, I specifically wanted one that could do mopping as well as vacuuming. A lot of these floor cleaners in general are vacuum only, but the versatility, especially since our entire house is hardwood flooring, of being able to do both in one package was what I had my heart set on. And the L40 Ultra had the perfect blend of features and capabilities with that amazing price that I noted. Even at the normal price of about $1,000 Canadian, I still feel like it would have been really good value. So in the box with the L40 Ultra, you get everything you need to get up and running. You get the giant reservoir that houses the clean and dirty water and cleaning solution for your floors. You get all the attachments, cords, cables, debris bags for the vacuum, and of course you get the vacuum itself. Now the Dreame L40 Ultra has, like I said, a vacuum and a mop extend robo swing arm, so it can reach into crevices and corners, which again, a lot of these cleaners can't necessarily do. It also has removable mop head, so they secure on from the base and they will go and mop your floors. And just like with the mop extend robo swing for getting debris with the vacuum, it works with the mop heads as well. This gives you basically 4 or 5 centimeters of extra extension, so it's perfect for corners. Our house has a lot of tight corners, especially in like the kitchen and the corners where all of the baseboard and the walls meet, around our fireplace, for example, and it can get into all these little corners usually pretty well. There's sometimes it does miss larger pieces of debris if they get wedged in there, but generally this swinging arm is able to grab and pull up most of that stuff out of the corners. That robo swing arm also means that it can kind of reach under your furniture as long as your furniture is not all the way flush with the ground. But for anything that might just fall underneath the border of a piece of furniture, the L40 Ultra does a great job of grabbing that stuff too. Now, our L40 Ultra has never got clogged, but full disclosure, I did buy the accessory brush head that cuts hair that it picks up. And of course, my wife has long hair, and our dog, of course, also adds some shedding hair into the mix. So by adding this piece, I think we mitigated what could have been quite a bit of tangling. For example, we had a old Dyson, and that thing got tangled all the time. But to flip it upside down, cut the hair manually, pull it all out, and then the vacuum would work again. But with the L40, this has not been a problem yet for us. And again, I think that extra add-on head is doing a lot of that heavy legwork. For only another $50, I think if you've got long hair or you've got an animal of any kind in the house, cat, dog, what have you, I think that vacuum head that can do that is worth the money. And the TriCut brush, as they call it, is compatible with almost all of Dreame's models. So whether you've got an L40 like I do, or an L10, 20, or the X30, X40, etc., that brush is interchangeable and compatible with all of them. So even if you don't end up buying this particular model, that is the TriCut brush head that you want for dealing with hair. Now, since we started using the L40 Ultra pretty much right after we moved into the new house, we were a little concerned that the L40 would bump into all the kind of bags and boxes we had all over the place, and they were kind of moving around every day. But it's equipped with essentially a form of LiDAR on the top, the little bump out on top of the L40 Ultra, and it did a really solid job of avoiding everything in its path. It didn't fall off any stairs, it didn't get stuck on a box or any kind of obstacle that was not there, say, the day before when it ran. It did a really good job of following the pre-mapped cleaning path that we created in the app, but also day-to-day dealing with any obstacles that popped up. The only kind of hiccups that we had were one day we had some laundry in the hallway, which doesn't look like a box and theoretically is something that could get sucked up. So it did unfortunately get tangled up on a sock. With any kind of furniture or boxes or anything moving around, the LiDAR on this device was able to pick it up and automatically avoid it, no problems. And the L40 Ultra is easily able to handle the cleaning zone that we've assigned for it every single day. It doesn't have any difficulty navigating the entire route and going back to the base station with its 5,000-ish milliamp hour battery. It does a great job of handling the entire main level of our house. That's our kitchen, dining, living, and den. And like I said, there's stairs that lead down into our basement. It's never once fallen off of that ledge, which is great. And so far it hasn't got caught up in any of our runners or rugs. It just knows when to lift up those mop heads and go back to vacuum only, and then switches back pretty much automatically without any trouble when it gets back to the hardwood. Unless you have some weird floor leveling happening, I don't see why you'd have any issues using a robotic cleaner like the L40 Ultra in your own space. And I say that because Dreame does make models that have an extension like leg that reaches up and can actually kind of pivot over things in the house, like a large chair leg. It can jump over it, so to speak. The L40 Ultra doesn't have that, but also we don't have any sort of really large chairs where it might get stuck going under. All of our furniture is pretty open concept, except for the couch, which is very boxy, but again, it just avoids that. Your mileage may vary, but I think for most people with traditional furniture setups, they're not going to have any problems. And touching back on that base dock that comes with the L40 Ultra, it has enough water in its 4.5 liter tank for, in our case, typically about 3 full cleaning cycles of our main level. Then we just pour it out in the sink, get some fresh water, and off we go to the races. No problems at all. I feel like having to fill this up like 2 times a week is more than reasonable and definitely still a lot less work. As far as the debris bag for the vacuum goes, we haven't had to change it yet. There's still plenty of room in the bag. Dreame says it'll last for about 75 days. We're coming up on 7 weeks or so of continuous use, and it's more than adequately storing leaves, dirt, sand. It does a great job of cleaning it all away, sucking it all up, and then mopping away any stains or footprints or water drops, any of that sort of stuff. I also really like that the L40 Ultra's dock will wash those mop pads between cleans, so it's not like it's just dragging dirty pads throughout your house. This is, again, really important for us because our dog goes in and out of the house all the time. L40 Ultra has had no problems keeping up with all of that debris. Now, like I said, it does a pretty good job of kicking out the debris in the corners of, say, our living room. In our kitchen, however, it's a little bit of a different story, and this is one of the weak spots of probably this cleaner, but also many others, because there's a little bit of a trim gap under our cabinetry and our dishwasher that it just kicks stuff under. It tries to pull it out with that extended mop head, that extended arm, but typically it just knocks that debris further under. So far in my almost 2 months of use, the app has been really reliable and really great. Like I said, it's more than capable of creating exclusion zones or mapping out the region and areas you do want to get cleaned in your house. That is very, very easy to do. It ties in with our Google Home ecosystem, so with my Home Hub or our Nest Minis. You can control the L40 Ultra, and in the app you can get a sense of how it's doing in its current cleaning cycle, or do a manual clean. No problems, no crashes, no real bugs or issues with the app, or issues pairing with Google Home that I have encountered so far. And yes, that's why I did the disclaimer at the start of this video, because it does sound like I'm overly enthused by this product. But again, because I only paid $749 for it, I think it was phenomenal value for what it does for us. It definitely makes maintaining a significantly larger house that is all hardwood much easier and quicker for us. Like I said, it runs overnight between 2 and 5 a.m., does the entire main level, goes back to the dock, and I wake up in the morning and the house on the main level is all clean. And honestly, if our upstairs was a little bit bigger or maybe had an extra bedroom or something, I would seriously consider getting one more of these units or something similar to do the floors up here, because now I have to manually clean these floors. At the time that this video is going live, Black Friday is just around the corner. I'm sure you can find a phenomenal deal on the L40 Ultra or any of Dreame's products. I've had a really good experience with this particular model, and again, in doing my independent research and review dives before buying it, this was one of the models that a lot of people were raving about, and Dreame in particular was getting a lot of rave reviews. I'm going to leave links down in the comments below so you can check it out, learn more for yourself. Not paid to make this video, I just have really had a good experience and really enjoyed using this product so far. It's made our lives a heck of a lot easier and our house a heck of a lot cleaner. But as always, what do you guys think about the Dreame L40 Ultra Cleaner? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you have one yourself? Or do you want one? Let's have a conversation as always down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, guys, and we'll see you again soon in the next video.